some guidelines and tips that's going to help you in your
for putting in the request to have a conversation.
Challenging and rewarding. So
Wow.
So I can say proudly that it's a relationship.
Very good. Very good. Relationship.
About that, after that you need to give time for it.
Here is the next conversational video. Well, if you're not working on your language, if you're not working on English also, you can listen to this conversation because it is part of communication, thought process and fluency. You will get some ideas. So here we have highlighted a few words, a few phrases that you could also use in your conversation. And at the same time, please note that these are totally different from the training sessions that I conduct for adult learners. During the training sessions, there are concept-oriented activities focusing on speaking, listening and reading. Here it's a conversation, but we can learn a lot from a conversation. And when you hear people, when you get to pay attention to their style of speaking, the tone varies, the way they express varies. So pay attention to how this particular ardent follower of the English language shares some guidelines and tips that's going to help you in your conversational and communication skills.
And welcome to this session. Thank you for putting in the request to have a conversation. Okay.
Even I have to thank you, ma'am, because it's a great honor for me to talking with you, Rini ma'am. Really, it's
that's fine
for me and great reward for me that you accepted my.
Oh my God, it's a reward, like, you know. Yeah, you just have a simple conversation. If possible, do a very simple activity. That's all. Is there anything that you want to ask? Is there anything that you want to share? You can begin.
In front of you, ma'am, it's really a big thing for me to connect with you. It's the first time I'm connecting with you. So please, you go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, Shweta. So, can you just tell me, like, what do you do? Where are you from? Just give me a briefing. And how's your journey with English going? How do you do it?
Okay. As you know, my name is Shweta. I'm originally from Jharkhand, currently speaking from West Bengal. Okay. I'm a freelance Hindi translator and content creator. I have completed my BSc from Lucknow University. I have good typing skill, both Hindi and English. Wow. And I'm skilled in Microsoft Office application. And I believe in honesty and hard work. So this is all about myself, ma'am.
You have given the self-introduction with an enthusiasm and confidence. So that really speaks how interested you are in your profession. Translator in Hindi. So let me ask you, Shweta, have you ever tried translating from Hindi, or have you used translation while learning English?
Yes, ma'am, because I'm good at Hindi, but when it comes to, translation means, it doesn't mean that word-to-word translation. Right. It means that you need to understand the theme of the project or document, what is the really context, what the context this paragraph is telling. So you need to convert into your language. It's not about word-to-word translation. Exactly. As we get it, you can translate.
Yes. No, this happens with many learners also. Many learners feel that we can learn through translation. Hindi is a different language. English is a different language. So you can understand certain things using your mother tongue, maybe using a dictionary, but it's not wise to translate and learn. So you have given the gist of that answer. That's great.
Yes, it's a journey with English. It's a journey that's been both challenging and rewarding. So
wow.
it start with a simple desire because I wanted to become economically independent. So having this goal in mind, I set out to become a freelance Hindi translator. So Hindi came naturally to me, but I faced a significant hurdle when it came to English.
Great.
So
Wow.
I needed to overcome this obstacle. So I started watching YouTube videos. So with consistency and dedication, I improved a lot in this language. So from for that, I started creating videos on YouTube. So I interacted with lot of people, and now this journey is not only for improving spoken English, but also interacting, and it's an enjoyable process for me. So I can say proudly that it's a long journey for me, struggling to speak a single line in English, and here I am. So
Great.
this journey is not only become economical independence, it's about everyday self-improvement and connecting with people like you, ma'am.
Okay. So language, yes, very true. Language has got a lot to do with the communication part, with life, self-improvement you mentioned. So it's everything is connected to language. And I basically understand that you're a lover of language. You are easy with languages. Hindi comes naturally because that's our mother tongue. But English came to you, and what was once a hurdle now has become an easy tool, or it has become accessible to you because of your consistency and dedication and sincerity. That's what you mentioned at the beginning with full confidence, that I'm very sincere towards what I've been doing. I'm also a learner from my side. I'm still learning a lot. As you know, English is a very huge and deep ocean. And when it's not my language, I need to take conscious effort at times because it's not my native tongue. And also, one more thing is, I don't think we all speak perfect native tongue also. We need to do homework there as well. It's just that we are fluent, we are comfortable. But when it comes to the literature part, when it comes to the language, I think we have to work on all the languages.
It's a great thing that, ma'am, you are saying that you are a learner, but although you have achieved so much things, still you are saying that you are a learner.
Definitely. Definitely, I'm a learner for life. I don't know everything, but as you said, it's just consistency and dedication. I know that I'm progressing. I look at the progress, how much I have done, and how much I've been able to share. That is there. Still, I haven't shared everything from what I've learned, but still, I'm happy that I'm able to do. And that's why I started this conversation series. Now, I'm just going to give you 3 words. That's all, okay? The first word is, can you read it out for me?
Relationship.
Relationship. Very good. Very good. Relationship.
And it's time.
Time. Correct. Time. Relationship. The last word is
Think.
think. Relationship, time, think. Use these 3 words as keywords and try to give a guideline. Telling, it can be a guideline, it can also be a kind of tip that has helped you to work on your language skills. Relationship, time, and think or thought process. So when I say relationship, you can also see now you have established a good relationship with the language. Not only Hindi but also with English from what you tell me. So you can use relationship in that way, the bond that you have with the person you're speaking to, or even the relationship with the language. Some people don't have a very good relationship, they're scared still. But I can say that you're quite confident, you're easy with the speaking skills. So using these 3 words, can you try giving a guideline?
I would like to start with think, because mindset and your thinking process is very important, whether it's a relationship or a learning language or anything. So I want to start about think. First we think, just like I said about my, first we think to set a goal. After that, we need to give time. If I want to do something in life, or relationship or any other language, or in anything, like if I want to grow a plant even, so or relationship with others, or relationship with language, we need to give time. So, and after that, when you give time, you can build a good relationship, or either it's a language with human, with pet, or all over the world, I can say, with your colleagues, with your co-learners, so with whom you interact by mind or by soul. So first thing, you need to think about that. Uh, that after that, you need to give time for it. You need to observe, and where we need to give time, dedication, where I'm getting wrong, and which part I'm making mistake, I need to
Exactly.
improvement.
Yes.
Take time, and after that, you have a good relationship with your language, with other person, and you can enjoy your life. And it's an
Yes.
endless process. You
Yes.
every time you improve your relationship with language, with people, with your life,
Yes,
with
exactly.
yourself,
Yes, with
relationship with
yourself.
yourself.
Exactly. It begins there. So, adding to what you have told me, so thought process, think, the mindset, more than the mindset, thinking in English, thinking about learning is important. There are many people who are quite anxious when it comes to time. Okay, how much time will it take? Will I progress? There's no hope. It's more about the anxiety. So whether it's sowing a seed, whether it's a plant that you want to put up in the garden, whether it's a learning process, it is endless. We need to understand that it goes on. That's why I also said I'm a learner for life. So time is important with patience and consistency. And finally comes
Yes,
the relationship. Not only the bond with the language, but when you're able to communicate with people or with anything that's around you, you have a relationship, a bond with yourself. You get to know yourself better. When you know yourself better, you will be able to understand and listen to things around you. You'll be able to listen to nature, the people, and everything that's around you. That makes life so easy and comfortable. It at least makes it comfortable. Life will not be easy. But as you said,
yes,
I had this hurdle in the beginning, but now it's no more a hurdle. It's an enjoyment process where you enjoy, you learn, you make mistakes, again you learn and you go on.
yes, ma'am. I want to know that, like, see, when we are in basic learner, we start thinking about we need to learn grammar first, because grammar is so that we can construct the simple sentences, like tenses or modals, or then yes, we learn. But when it comes to implementing those things while speaking, we make mistakes. So how we should ever overcome these problem? I
Yes.
want to know.
Yes, so thanks for that question. This is something that's a major concern amidst basic learners, beginners, intermediate, and also advanced learners. Now, what happens is I'll give you the technical side. Our system, most of the schools, colleges, we solve worksheets, we solve exercise books, and we get 10 out of 10. That's the requirement of the syllabus. Speaking is very less. We don't interact much with the teachers. I mean, I never used to interact much in the classroom because it was more about the traditional method of receiving. Okay? So, the exercise, the worksheets, learning something, writing, and taking the exam. You just take the exam, get good marks, but then you
Yes.
understand speaking is different. It's not the grammar portions, it's not the comprehension. Now, when you ask about grammar, now, there are a lot of learners who have gone to non-English medium schools and English medium schools. Doesn't matter. Even I'm also on the same platter. What we should remember is when you learn grammar, you cannot learn anything by heart. You can refer a grammar book, understand, leave it there. You create your own context. I think I've done more than 10 videos on grammar, learning vocabulary, how to implement it in your speaking, speech, conversation. It's all that you receive and you practice. You receive from the books, you receive from the podcast or videos or movies, and you put it into practice. Usually, what happens is we listen to videos, we read a lot, but there is no output, there is no practice. So, suppose you learn the tenses simple present, simple past, and simple future. Try to create a context on your own. That's when it completely evolves. But for some learners, self learning will not work in the initial stages. They have to go to a mentor, a guide, or a teacher. But after some time, you can be on your own. Believe that. Take the guidelines, do these things consistently so that you progress faster.
For spoken purpose, what advice would you like to learn? Like, from where we need to learn or implementing in our spoken English?
From where we need to begin is your question when it comes to
Yes, yes,
speaking.
yes. What
Okay.
topic we should focus on?
Okay, so even if it's a beginner or an advanced learner or a learner of any level, any proficiency level, you can always begin with general topics. Okay, because people find it difficult to express familiar things. They begin with something that's familiar, like talking about the nature, the television set in your house, or your laptop, or your favorite apparel, or your favorite side dish, your favorite food item. That is where you initiate the thought process. The word think is very important here. You begin thinking because you will think, I'm very familiar with this topic, but how do I put it in sentences? Why I ask you to choose a familiar topic, because you will have the thought process, the continuity will be there. So you begin thinking about your favorite food item, you make the sentences in a simple way based on your level, and you may have some words in front of you. For example, the dish is delicious. I'm preparing a new dish. I prepared a new dish. Whatever. It depends on the level. But you know what to say. It's not that you're getting stuck. So begin with general topics. Speak to yourself. Speak to people around you. Get corrected without any judgment. And then from there, you can proceed to the next level. Suppose you have this sentence, began learning English, which is wrong. We know it's wrong. So instead of putting two past words, was, began, or I was listened to the video, listened, was, that is wrong. I was listened to the video, no. I listened to your video. I was listening to your video. That is like past continuous. So listen to the context in your mind. So have the thought in your mind, then choose whether it's past, present, future. That's the first step.
I came to know that you are also author. So can you share how you develop this to write books or something?
Yeah, Shweta, actually, I never had this thought of becoming an author. My professor, in fact, a professor from my college days told me that you have great writing skills when it comes to essays and all. I never believed her. In fact, I just laughed it off. I have mentioned that in my journey also. But because of the lockdown, I just wrote down something, some thoughts, some poems. I started sending my scripts, my manuscripts, my poems, and all. And fortunately, one journal from Australia accepted two of my poems. And they said, we are going to
Wow.
publish this along with the other people. So that was the first opening. That gave me confidence. I used to discourage myself. From there, it took off. And then I started sending to many national platforms. They accepted, and then slowly it came to reflections, thoughts, and then I published, I think, 3 books in my name, which is still available on Amazon. And it just sparked off like that. I never thought of writing, or I never thought that I'm going to write. It was writing, speaking, and the connectivity with the learners. I remember taking sessions from hospitals also, you won't believe. So that's the kind of love I got from my learners and readers. So that's what I told. It's all because of people. It's all because of familiarity that I developed because of language, just because of language and the art of conversation.
And one more thing, ma'am, your videos are so simple. People say that if you are advanced learner or trainer, you have to use fancy words. But while watching your videos, I feel it's so simple to understand and really so impressive. Your all videos and the way you communicate. When I started watching, or I feel that the accent and the way you are speaking, it is coming inside me.
Oh, thanks
So
for that.
fancy words, but your videos are so impressive, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Like, initially when I started writing also, some of the editors told me you have to reduce the flamboyant words, make it digestible for the readers. I had a lot of words in one sentence. But when I began teaching and when I began making videos also, see, I was a beginner once upon a time. I struggled a lot when my teachers used to use high fancy words or standard words for that matter. So when I'm creating a content, even if it's a beginner, he or she should be able to understand. Though not able to speak, I get a lot of emails, like you will also be getting a lot of emails in maybe broken sentences, but it has got the feel, the feeling, I feel as if they're sitting next to me and speaking and saying that this video helped me because of this. So speaking in simple language is also a way of communication, but of course, knowing good words, flamboyant words, standard words, putting your thoughts across in the best possible way is also a skill.
Very calm, stable. So it's very impressive and very charming. And you always came with a sari with the Indian outfit. So it's so when I started watching, I really become a big fan of you.
I love sari. I mean, sari is my favorite attire if you ask me. I have a lot of saris. I was not able to wear one today, but I just love it. And by the way, you look very pretty in sari. Like, that's my favorite attire. And yes, I like all the traditional dress. Especially India, that comes first for me. I'm not calm all the time. I'm not calm all the time. I have my anxieties. I become nervous also when I speak to people from other facets of language, when I speak to people who are really advanced and proficient in the language. But Shweta, as you told in the beginning, we all are learners. So I know how to manage the conversation. Even if I lose track of thought, even if I lose a particular word, even if I have my own nervousness and anxiety within me, I think because of experience, I'm able to manage it today. I connect with maybe 10 or 20 learners every day, but they all are experts in their field. They're so skilled. Only thing is they don't know English, or they may want to just progress in English. That's the only thing, and that's not a weakness. Yes. Right.
Yes, you are doing a great job, ma'am.
You too. Thank you so much. And it was great connecting with you. Thank you for sending in the email.
Yes, ma'am. I found joy in learning, ma'am. I never ever thought that I connected with you people. Really, it's a great honor for me that you gave me opportunity to talk with you, ma'am. So
I'm so
really,
thankful.
thank you for opening up my heart.
So much of thanks, and great connecting with you.
I hope you enjoyed this conversation, and if you're really interested in having a one-to-one conversation with me, do drop an email. Constructive and genuine emails will be taken into consideration, and thanks a lot for reaching out to me, and we have had a couple of recordings. Definitely I'll be uploading those. It is important to listen to the content related videos and the conversational videos, because you get a lot of guidelines through the content related videos where things are shared from my experience of training adult learners. Do use them in your life. Apart from that, the conversational videos will give you some practice and tactics, some tips to work on these pointers. Happy learning!